What's going on? Play-by-Play Gaming here, back with another Epic 7 video, and today we're taking a look at the 2022 Awaken update announcement for Epic 7. They did drop a lot of new upcoming quality of life changes to the game itself, how we summon units, and of course free stuff, mainly Mola, and then they did address equipment and obtaining equipment. So let's go ahead and start talking about the first portion here. And then they kind of mentioned that they do want to make a focus on turning Epic 7 into like a very competitive type of game, right? Like a esports type of game. And so they will be making changes to the interface. So if you remember from a last E7 World Championship, there really wasn't much for us to see as viewers, but now I think it's going to be pretty cool because they're going to show the pick rate, the ban rate, predictions. They're also going to be showing like CR bars and things like that, like a bunch of stats. So a lot of items for us to kind of take a look at and think about as the people that are actually competing in this are actually playing the game. So I think it's going to be pretty nice. Gives it more of that sportsy feel to it, just to get us a little bit more engaged, which I think is pretty cool. Along with that, they are changing the way that those banner events work. Now they're putting them apparently in that little secret menu, and then we'll be able to search through those. And I think this is because of the way that the E7 World Championship events worked last year. They were kind of difficult to navigate, so now they're going to put them all in one area. Next up, they will be having an event which I think is pretty insane, that they're going to be giving the most used 5-star unit for every hunt, I believe, to everyone for free, along with enough Mola and Daydream Jokers to use that unit in the hunts. That's kind of insane. That's really insane. So they're pushing new players up even further. They're going to be giving up to, I think, like 100 Mola in this like challenge Mola event. There's going to be a few ranks. I think they're doing the hunt focused heroes and that Mola event, so you get a total of 100 Mola, which is a lot. And that 100 Mola can go towards, you know, any of the units that you've been wanting to build. But they're pretty much setting everybody up for hunts, right? If you're brand new to the game, this is going to be amazing for Wyvern 13. So it looks like they're going to give everybody a Sigrid for Wyvern 13, along with a full Mola Sigrid with Daydream Joker, which is kind of insane, along with enough of those Wisdom Gaze to pick up the exclusive equipment, which is kind of cracked. They are also revamping the web event, like I mentioned earlier. So they're going to be moving these around, and I think they're bringing back this Hero Awakening, the one where we get Friendship, Awakening, and like Catalyst, which I think is pretty cool. They did mention that they do plan on working with a few other IPs, mainly creating a novel, so the web novel online. I think they mentioned that it's also going to be like an alternate storyline for the novel, so it might be a little bit different. Maybe we'll get a designer strays. So I think that's pretty interesting. So here I think are some like mock-ups of what they wanted to do, or maybe it's like from the community, but it looks like they want 4 cut comics similar to that. And I mean, I'm looking forward to it because it's been, you know, it's a long time coming. It's something that people have wanted for the longest time. A lot of other gacha games have at least some type of webtoon, right, that they release or that they've developed that eventually turns into a full animated series, right, like an animation. But you know, we don't have that yet. So I think it's something it's a great step, right? It's a great step in the right direction. I know, like at the very beginning, a lot of people wanted them to partner up with Netflix, but that didn't happen. But hey, maybe this will kind of push for an actual anime. So we'll see how that goes. So here's an overview of the 2022 business side of things. Again, they're working on making esportsification a thing in Epic 7. So more esports, more media coverage, more ways for us to interact with what's going on. Collabs and partnerships. They did mention that they want to partner up with global IPs instead of very specific ones. We'll see what that means later on. And then, of course, the comics, web novels, 3D models, which I think it's interesting, but I don't know exactly how many people would use it, but still. Next up is Moonlight Summon Revamp. So after the 30th Moonlight Summon, you can summon a free guaranteed 4 to 5 star hero. And so with this update, it's giving us a pity. It's giving us a pity for Moonlight summons. We're going to get a 4 to 5 star Moonlight summon ticket depending on how many Moonlight summons we've already done. So this is retroactive. So if you have summoned in the past is what I'm thinking, you're going to get those tickets in your inbox. So make sure you look forward to that. I think it's good. It's 30 summons. That's a lot. That's a lot of summons, right? To end up with like a 4-star unit. I'm assuming the rates are gonna be the same, like for the 4 to 5 star tickets. I'm assuming it's gonna be like the 70-30 or something like that. I don't know. I guess we gotta wait and see the rates for this. But yeah, I guess it's something. So it's a pity. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. We're also getting a Mystic Summon revamp. So the 5-star heroes that already exist are going to be released in batches of 3. So you're going to actually be able to choose which hero you want to summon. And then, of course, you're still going to be able to use your pity for any of those 3 heroes during that rotation. So for those of you that don't have specific heroes, I think it's going to be great if you want to pick up, an older ML5. So all the 5-star Moonlight heroes that haven't had a rerun in the past year are going to return in those 3 rerun rotations. Again, you'll be able to choose who you want from those 3. And then they did, which I think is very, very nice. They did provide us when this is coming. So they gave us the entire schedule, which I think is great because they don't usually do that. So April 7th through the 27th, my boy Mediator Kekwerk, the strongest unit in the game, is getting a rerun. And so I know a lot of people are going to be picking him up because they said, you know what, I'm going to skip him. Because he was really, really bad and now he is insane. So I highly recommend, if you don't have him and you are interested in PvP at all, pick him up. He's great. Pick him up. You won't regret it. April 14th, the Moonlight Summon revamp, 4 to 5 star tickets. That's when we're getting those based on the Moonlight summons that we've already done. And then April 21st are those group summons. So it's something that you can kind of look forward to. Along with that, we're also getting custom group summons. And so they mentioned this earlier on where we're going to be able to choose up to 3 units to be able to summon on. This is going to start on April 21st and it's going to last from April 21st to May 19th. So now I know a lot of people were wondering how long this was going to last, what you would be able to pick up. And so again, these are units that have already been in the game for, I think, at least a year. I don't know if they mentioned exactly, I think you can pick up everyone except some limited units. So heroes who have been released at least 6 months before the end date of the custom group banner, and then those who have at least 1 rerun that include limited. So Luna, Diane, Landy, SSB, Holiday Euphine, Cerise, Fairy Tale, Tenebria. I don't know, maybe I'll make another video that talks about who you should target, who you should focus based on where you are in the game. But I think this is great for newer players. So you're going to be able to get coins like summoning mileage and then be able to pick up who you want from the banner. So that's kind of your pity. I think even if you do get that unit or a unit, you still are able to use those coins. I believe it's 120 coins for one unit. So I think that's actually really, really nice. Something to definitely look forward to. However, just keep in mind that's only open for 2 weeks during the span of the event's duration. So hopefully you've been saving because it is going to be a rough one. So they did show us that 3-star Mystic Summon rotation schedule. And so here it is, April 7th through the 28th, we got Mediator Kowarik. And then we got some reruns, mainly Briar, which is Sarah. I know a lot of people still don't have her. I know she was in the current coin shop rotation, but you know, if you want to pick her up, we got Sage Ball, Ambitious Tyrant, Briar, which is Sarah, Maid Chloe, ML Ken, Blood Moon Haste, Dark Corvus, Last Rider Crown, and Top Model Luluka. So Last Rider Crown and Top Model Luluka are two that I was never able to pull when they first came out. So that's actually really, really nice. You'll be able to target who you want. Operator Sigrid, Archdemon's Shadow, Designer Lilibet in June, and Sylvan Sage Vivian. So ML Vivian is coming, and they did tease it, and she looks awesome, along with Mage Luna. So if you already have these units, you're great because you don't have to spend. You don't have to spend your medals. You don't have to spend any of your bookmarks because you can save for ML Vivian and Mage Luna. So with the custom Mystic Summon, it looks like they're changing this so that we get those coins now instead of having mileage. And so you'll be able to choose exactly who you want to pick up with the custom drop rate up. So custom Mystic Summon, which I think is kind of interesting. It's still going to use, of course, Mystic Metals, but you'll be able to choose exactly who you want from the Mystic Summon. And I think this is available twice during the rotation. So you can get you can choose any Moonlight hero 6 months before the end date of the custom lineup. So the custom lineup is there. We kind of already went through that. I'm really looking forward to Sylvan Sage Vivian. So that's going to be real. All right, moving on to E7 World Championship Mode. And this is slated for May. It looks like they're going to be including a separate mode for those that want to try out for the E7 World Championship. It seems it's going to be a lot more difficult. And they're including a replay, which I think is going to be pretty cool. For those of you that kind of want to take a look at what you've done in the past and how you've played, they're including a new arena mode, which is 3v3. I mean, it's kind of interesting, I guess, but it just reminds me of GVG, right? It's just like GVG in arena. I mean, I guess maybe if you cycle through each of these, like each team, like you have to do 3 rounds each one, which could be cool, I guess. But the main thing that I wanted to look at here was the equipment. So they did talk about changes to equipment crafting. So now we're going to get mileage when it comes to equipment crafting after apparently 360 crafts. We're going to be able to choose one epic set piece. I don't know exactly how great that's going to be, but it's a pity. It's a pity for gear, which is nice. They're introducing some quality of life updates like instant levels. So you can throw in up to 20 charms now. You can do instant +3 or +6 or +9 or +12 or +15, which I think is actually really, really cool. Now with extracting equipment, we're going to get double the materials. We're also going to get more ingredients to be able to craft things, which is pretty cool. They're also giving us a optimization feature or function. So now you're just going to be able to hit optimize on any unit, and it's going to throw the gear onto that unit and at least give you a picture of what you might want to do. Moving on to the adventure revamp, it looks like they are changing the difficulty of episode 3, which is great, and episode 4, mainly Aiden's missions. So her missions were pretty intense. They were pretty long. They took a really long time to complete. So I know this is a very welcome change. And along with that, they are changing the urgent missions so that they have their own separate map and their own separate difficulty. So that's going to help a lot, especially when having to farm. I know sometimes I skip the urgent missions because they were just too difficult for the team that I was using to farm, and it's a hassle to try to switch out teams for each of those missions. So I think that's pretty great. Moving on, it looks like they will be revamping the Forest of Souls. So it does look a lot different, which is, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. This looks more like fantasy type world. I don't know if Orbis really looks like this, but the plus side is we get 1 free Mola per week. So they're going to be getting rid of the seeds, and those seeds are going to be turned into automatically Mola. So you won't have to use Mola seeds anymore, and you'll just be able to pick up a free Mola every week, which I think is pretty cool. They're going to be doing some other quality of life updates with penguins and those doggos, which is always nice. This Grace of Unity seems pretty interesting. It kind of reminds me of the Ancient Inheritance thing, where they allowed you to bring in any unit and they were fully maxed out plus 15. And so now with this Grace of Unity, and it looks like you can only use this for PvE, but you bring in an unleveled, unawakened hero into a team that is fully maxed out, I'm assuming, or it's taking whatever max stats or max awakening, catalyst, Mola level, all of that, and applying it to that unit. So as you can see, that Surma here is now max awaken level 60 here plus 15, and then you'll be able to use them in PvE content, which is actually pretty cool. They did mention that pets are getting the next level, so we're going to be able to increase their level finally. Pet generation expansion, it's going to expand to level 6. So I mean, I guess that's great. That we're also going to be able to change their appearance, so they're going to be able to go up to level 50, I believe. And it's going to give us skills. So a % chance to receive reforging material, new pet skills added. So we'll see how these affect in-game, because they're also going to increase the percentage of these skills. So that means more drops in hunts, or a higher chance of drops in hunts, meaning more crafting materials, which is also great. They also mentioned that they're going to revamp Hall of Trials. They're going to give us like a different UI interface. I think Strays is also coming, or Incomplete Faustus is coming as a new boss. They also mentioned that a new Abyss challenge mode, so no new Abyss stages, so no Abyss 121 to 130, but they are adding a new challenge mode where they're going based off of stars, so you'll be able to redo all of the Abyss stages. Great, right? We'll be able to redo all the Abyss stages, but now we'll have stars next to them, and those stars will give us additional rewards or new rewards, which is, I mean, I guess it's fine, but replaying old content is never fun, right? It's never fun. We always want to try something different, but at least we know the difficulty of these, if they still are the same, and it's just us going in and clearing them again based on whatever the challenge is for those stars. So I think that's kind of interesting. We're also going to be getting some separate content for each of the continents. So we're going to be getting like a ship that we can go on. We're going to be getting a labyrinth we can explore. And I think, you know, these are kind of interesting as well, depending on what they give us for each of these. But here we go. Here's a recap, an overview of everything that's coming. So I think the biggest thing is that hero acquisition revamps, right? With the Moonlight summons, the Mystic summon revamp, custom group summons, and then custom Moonlight summons. And you'll be able to specifically target who you're missing, who you don't have, or maybe your favorite hero out of that group. Just keep in mind, it doesn't include newer MLs, like for example, Pirate Captain Flan won't be in those. So any new ML units that are coming out won't be included in those, but you'll be able to pick up any of those older ML5 units. The other thing I think is the equipment revamp. So we're getting a pity for equipment. I don't know about the 360. I think it should potentially be lower. I think maybe 200, right? Like after those 10 pulls, right? You have to think about that. Every time you do a 10 pull, and then even if you do get that epic piece, there's no guarantee that it's a good piece, right? So, I mean, I don't know exactly how much that is. I think it would have been better if they increased the chances of epic drops in those crafting when we're crafting, but hey, we'll see how that works. Content revamp and episode-based content, that'll be some decent PvE stuff. But other than that, that's it. They did tease what's coming up next, which I did want to take a look at. So here we go. So they did tease what's coming up. Here we go. Let's take a look.
Made by a fairy? Maybe a coral accessory from the underwater palace. If that's not it.
So they did. That looks like Cdom, right? That looks like Cdom. That's ML Cdom incoming. That looks exactly like Pebble. So many Eufine skins. That's another Eufine. That's another Eufine. Also, they did mention that Maid Chloe is the next skin. So it's the next arena skin. So if you don't have a Maid Chloe, like I don't have a Maid Chloe, maybe that's a unit you might want to pick up. And it looks like we're finally going to be able to get Alexa skin. They created an animation for her, Summer Alexa. That is really, really cool. And we do have a preview of some new units. I know last year they teased my boy Sahak. He looked OP, but you know, it wasn't that great. But this one here,
the greater good.
This is ML Vivian, right? This is ML, and this is Luna, right? No. This is Vivian. The previous one was Luna. Both look good. Both look really good. Really, really good. So if you haven't saved your bookmarks, I would highly encourage you to save your bookmarks. Both have a certain aesthetic to them, right? Which is really, really nice. Really, really nice. I'm really curious to find out exactly. That Luna looks completely different from Sage Luna, right? The one that's in game right now. Or Mage Vivian or Mage Luna. So confused right now. So much going on, but
the greater good requires sacrifice.
That skill looks awesome.
It's time to test the limits of my magic.
Very, very nice. Can't wait. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like always, if you haven't enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.